Today, we're diving into an app called SenyAlert. It's designed to do something incredibly important, give our seniors a simple, truly reliable way to get help, and maybe even more importantly, give their families something you just can't put a price on: peace of mind.
So think about this for a second. In a real moment of stress, a moment of panic, could your mom, your dad, your loved one actually navigate their smartphone to get help? With all the little icons and menus, it can become a real maze when every second counts.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? Our loved ones cherish their independence, and they absolutely should. But that desire for autonomy can clash with the reality that sometimes you need help, and you need it fast. A crisis is the worst possible time to be fumbling with a complicated piece of tech. And this is where it all clicks. This quote from a caregiver, Sarah, just nails it. It's not just about an alert system, it's about the confidence that system provides. It's a tool that actually helps her mother feel more secure living on her own, knowing her family is just one tap away. Okay, so what's SenyAlert's big idea? Well, it all comes down to radical simplicity, especially for those high-stakes moments. So instead of having to, unlock the phone, find the right messaging app, search for a contact, and then try to type a message, SenyAlert just boils that all down to one single, massive, impossible-to-miss button. You tap it, and an alert with their location goes out to their trusted contacts. All that stress and friction, just gone. Now here's the thing. An app like this is totally useless if it isn't reliable. I mean, you have to know without a shadow of a doubt that the message is getting through. So let's look at how they build that trust. The secret sauce here is something they call an SMS-first architecture. What that really means is that the app's number one priority is to send a good old-fashioned SMS text message. Not some fancy app notification that depends on the internet, but a simple, robust text that just works. So why go with SMS? Well, think about it. It doesn't need Wi-Fi or a data connection. It just needs a basic cell signal. And here's the kicker. The person receiving the alert doesn't need to have a smartphone or any special app installed. It just shows up as a text. That makes it way more reliable than database apps that can fail if the internet is spotty. Okay, but what if there's no cell service at all? That's where the smart redundancy kicks in. The app is smart. First, it tries to send that direct SMS. But if that fails, it doesn't just give up. It automatically switches gears and uses a service called Twilio to push the message out over any Wi-Fi or data network it can find. It's got a built-in plan B. Now, this next part is really important to understand, especially depending on what kind of phone your loved one has. On an Android phone, it's completely seamless. One tap and the SMS sends automatically in the background. But on an iPhone, because of Apple's security rules, an app can't just send a text by itself. So to get that fully automatic experience on iOS, you need to use the Twilio service. Otherwise, the user has to do one final tap on the send button. It's a key difference to be aware of. But this app isn't just about the tech under the hood. The design itself is all about dignity and making it genuinely usable for seniors, taking into account real-world challenges they might face. And this is where you can see how much thought went into every little detail. Of course, you've got the big, high-contrast buttons, but look deeper. The screen flashes to confirm the alert was sent, which is great for someone who's hard of hearing. The phone physically pulses during the countdown so you can feel it working without even looking. Even the sounds use lower frequencies, which are easier to pick up with age-related hearing loss. It's a truly thoughtful design. And what if someone has fallen and can't type? Or they're just too shaken up? There's a voice-to-text feature. They can just speak their message, and the app will type it out for them. It's another one of those features that removes a huge barrier when help is needed most. Okay, so we've covered what it's like for the person using the app, but what about for you, the caregiver? How easy is this whole thing to set up, and maybe just as important, is your family's data actually safe? This right here is a total game changer. Instead of needing to go over to your mom's house and fiddle with her phone settings, you can do everything from your own phone. You pick the contacts, you write the alert messages, you set it all up. Then you just send a magic link. All she has to do is tap that link, and poof, the entire app is configured perfectly. It's just brilliant. All right, let's talk about something that's a deal breaker for a lot of us: privacy. SenyAlert is built from the ground up to be private. You don't create an account, it doesn't track the user, there are no ads, ever. All that critical information, the emergency contacts, the custom messages, it's all stored only on the phone itself. The company never sees it, period. Your family's business stays your family's business. And the pricing is just as straightforward and respectful. It's not a subscription you have to worry about every month. It's a single, one-time purchase. For about the price of a cup of coffee, you get all the premium features. That's it. No hidden fees, no gotchas. So let's just zoom out for a second and bring this all together. What does this really mean for you, the caregiver, and for the senior you're looking out for? When you boil it all down, it's about this. It gives your loved one a lifeline to you, but simple enough to actually use under pressure, reliable enough to be trusted, and respectful enough that it supports their independence instead of taking it away. It's about easing your worry, not about adding more surveillance to their lives. Okay, and before we finish, there is one really, really important thing to make clear. The app itself is very direct about this. It's a tool for contacting family and friends. It is absolutely not a replacement for calling 911 or your local emergency number. In a true life-threatening emergency, that should always, always be the first call. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. For so many of us, there's this really delicate balancing act between a parent's independence and a caregiver's need for peace of mind. And maybe, just maybe, something as simple as one single tap could be the bridge that finally connects them both.